Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be using this My Favorite Thing sketch. So you can pause here and come join me at the craft table. But before we get started, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and then click the little bell next to it and click on all. That will give you alerts whenever I'm uploading new videos or even if I go live. So we're using this Aquatini pattern paper set again. This is from Catherine Pooler. These are some of the scraps from last Friday's video, and we're going to be taking off from there. Now, I'm keeping my scraps separate only because I don't have a baggie for this collection yet. The plastic it was in, I tore it up. It wasn't one where you can reseal. So I'm going to wind up getting a new place to store it. But for the time being, since I'm working with it, I'm just putting them to the side. Okay, so our card size is A2, and that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I cut the pattern paper down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because I didn't use a mat on this one. Now, the different layers after that, we're going to be inking our edges, and I'm using Black Soot Distress ink. And we're going to put down some wet glue. That gives me a little bit of time to put down the pattern paper. And then if I need to kind of adjust it, make sure it's straight and even, that wet glue gives me that little bit of time. And I hold it up so that I can see it and make sure it's angled properly. And then we're doing the same thing with the next layer. Now, I've said this, I think on last week's video, I mentioned it, but I'll say it again. If you're not going to use a mat, then I highly suggest that you use the inking of the edges to distinguish your different patterns. Because, I mean, it can be a lot. You know, sometimes the pattern is more busy, like the one I'm putting on top here, and you just want to have definition or separation from all the different patterns, okay? So I find the easiest way to do that, if I'm not adding layers, if you don't want your card to be too heavy, is to just ink your edges. It'll help give that little bit of definition and keep it pretty thin. Okay, so now I'm just inking up our thin pieces, and we've created the banner ends. And I want to say the one paper I have is sort of like 1/4 inch. And then the other one I did at 1/2 inch. And I just put a little bit of glue on the bottom edge so that way we can get it lined up. And then we're going to use more tape and more glue and lay them down on the card base. And you can, I mean, now if you want your card to be thicker, definitely add layers. You know what I mean? Put some foam behind the first 2 layers or one of the layers, and then put foam behind the banner pieces if you want, and then just even put foam on this, the sentiment that we're doing. You can give it different heights. I like adding foam tape on the last one. I think it just gives it enough of dimension, and it's not overly bulky, so it won't cost you too much extra to mail it. So the sentiment that I got that fit perfectly in there, I got from, I want to say it was a Penny Black set. And right now I'm too far away to see it. But once again, we're going to use some Nuvo drops because I love using Nuvo drops on my cards. And it helps me use up that product. Because so many times we buy these things and we hardly use them. But with the card sketches, I can add the dots, and, you know, I like how they look. I like the sharpness of the black with the black soot going around the edges, and the sentiment in the black and white. Yeah, it was the best choice for this particular card. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me. Once again, please hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell so you get notified whenever I upload new content. And at the end, I will have links to previous sketch videos, so definitely check those out. I also have a running playlist on my channel if you guys want to get more inspiration. So thanks again, you guys, and have a great weekend.